Hey everybody, how you doing? So, I recently watched a horror movie, and it's about this murderer who comes back and all this other stuff, and they're like a ghost and stuff, and of course none of it's accurate, and I don't expect it to be, Like, as a hunter, I've come to realize that most of the world is pretty ignorant about the supernatural, but, it doesn't really take a whole lot to make a story more interesting, I think, at least. Anyway, and something that they always leave out that I think that is very cool. Now, that said, most horror movie writers don't even know what a fetter is, so I'm not even gonna go there, or memento mori. But in the case of that movie that I watched, the murderer used a hammer to kill like a bunch of people or whatever. So yeah, hammer, cool stuff like that. Um, well, this brings me to a point, and it's actually a point that is both in reality and should be in fiction. Um, the memento or the fetter is always the murder weapon. Like, always. Like, every freaking time it's the murder weapon. Like, oh my god. If it's not a murder, then it's like something else, but if it's a murder, it's always the murder weapon. Like, always. It's ridiculous. Like, these ghosts should get more creative. Anyway, um, with that in mind, let's just say that this sick ass Bowie knife is. I love this thing. I love this thing so much. Is the fetter for a serial murderer. He used it to stab people. Ooh. Oh God. Anyway, um, let's just say that that's the case. Um, the ghost of the murderer, if they get all ghosty, they have a copy of this when they're attacking people. People get cuts on them, yada yada yada, and the list goes on. Oh, I need to clean this. Anyway, uh, so yeah, then this, wherever the heck it is their fetter, and that's what's keeping them here. So it has to be destroyed by, I don't know, beating the crap out of it with a hammer and then melting it down or something, covering it in salt, that kind of thing. It's really not that hard to figure that out. And that also, by the way, makes it a whole lot easier to hunt um, serial murderers and, people who murdered their ghosts are so much easier to hunt than other people's. Because, like, a ghost that, like, was like a rapist or something, it's hard to find what their fetter is. With a serial killer, it is literally every single time it is the murder weapon. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. I have never once had it not be the murder weapon. Never once. Which, by the way, really hard to get your hands on. Anyway, so with that in mind, I just want to share that quickly with you. Hopefully, I need to get a camera, because if those of you who can't tell, I've been doing this from my Mac camera. But I need to get a camera, and probably going to be like a crappy old one, because I save money. But yeah, and I'm gonna do that to do the vlog style video with. I'm still gonna have these kind of talky blog posts and stuff about hunting tips and tricks, but I really want to get going with something a little bit radically cool, and as if I couldn't do that. And yeah, I just want to see what you guys have to think about that. So, all right. With that said, watch out for those, murder weapons, and happy hunting, everyone. Have a good night.